Hello friends, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on Bill C-11, the Canadian government's plan to give themselves the power to decide what you can see on YouTube and which Canadian YouTubers succeed or fail. I know people have been looking to me as a kind of leading figure in the fight to stop this terrible bill, and this is an obligation I take seriously. So I wanted to be very clear about something. The bill has not yet passed. I repeat, the bill has not yet passed. It passed the Heritage Committee and it passed the House of Commons, but in the Canadian parliamentary system there are still a few more steps to clear before it becomes law. The big one is that it still has to be approved by the Senate. Now, I know that most Canadians know that the Canadian Senate, which is not elected, is a bit of a symbolic ceremonial institution that just tends to go along with whatever the House of Commons wants, which I think is correct from a democratic perspective. But the Senate does sometimes propose amendments that can change a bill in various ways, and I think there is reason to suspect that the controversy around Bill C-11 could inspire them to do that in this case. My hope is that the Senate will water down C-11 in various ways, say by making it abundantly clear that the CRTC will have no power at all over YouTube, which would then go back to the House of Commons for final approval. And in the ideal scenario, the whole controversy around this bill would be intense enough that the politicians would realize that they made a mistake and they would approve the Senate's watered-down version of the bill. Because the Canadian parliamentary process is also very heavily puppeteered by the executive branch, which is to say the Trudeau administration, it is always possible, though perhaps increasingly unlikely, that the Liberal government could just decide they want to just pull the plug on this whole thing altogether because it is no longer worth the hassle of seeing through to completion. In any case, there are still many months to go. The entire Parliament is on summer holiday right now and will not resume business until September. So as of now, the entire legislative process is stagnant, which is good news for us. People often ask me what they can do to help defeat this bill, and I continue to think that one of the best things you can do is just to try to get other Canadian YouTubers and social media influencers in general to come out against it. Already a huge number of Canadian YouTubers from all across the political spectrum have done this, and I think it has been a very positive development. Organized controversy gets the attention of the media, and the politicians pay attention to what is making the headlines. If you're intimidated about the specifics of this bill and don't feel confident enough to talk about it, I encourage you to not only watch some of my previous videos, but also check out the website of Digital First Creators, which has some very good resources explaining what the bill does in clear detail. So just to sum things up, I have been covering Canadian politics long enough to be clear-eyed about the future of Bill C-11. The Canadian parliamentary process can often feel like little more than a rubber stamp on what the ruling party wants, and I think those of us fighting to stop it are definitely facing an uphill battle. But that said, I do think that the Liberal and NDP parties have grossly underestimated how deeply unpopular Bill C-11 has been with those of us who make and watch YouTube content, and how a bill that is supposed to empower government to help Canadians watch more good, patriotic videos has actually only highlighted the fact that Canadians don't want this help. We want to be free to make our own choices and to have a YouTube that reflects that freedom. So don't give up, keep speaking out, and I'm confident it will make a difference.